Good morning with Authentically Me, Tina Brown. And yesterday I promised you that I would come on here today and talk about the books that have changed my life. Some of the best books that have really changed my world and brought me through to some spiritual practices. So we'll get right into that. The first book that really changed my life was Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. Jonathan Livingston Seagull taught me to be okay with who I was. It's okay to be who I was, but it's okay to be extraordinary. It's okay to try to just be the best me that I can be. It's fabulous. I love that book. It's a great book for teenagers. It was written in the 70s. Fabulous book. Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. That also comes with an incredible group of them called One and the book Illusions. Very transcendental. I went down a really big road with that. It was a great book. The next really life-changing book for me was the book Alcoholics Anonymous. That was also a great book. It had a lot of tools in the 12 steps. That had a lot of tools in it too. A lot of work, a lot of discovery. Some of the other books are The Prophet. The Prophet. I love The Prophet. I give him away as gifts. This really taught me a lot about how I hurt myself when I miss life when I'm always looking in tomorrow, right? I'm always the goal. I'm at the goal. I'm at the goal. I'm at the goal instead of being when the gift is now, right? The gift is what I have already, right? The Prophet is a great book. One of the other books, these are lifelong books. Like out of all the books I've read, a ton of them, but these are the ones that have really keyed in that I still like to have in my library. The Tao Te Ching. Now, a friend of mine just came out with another Tao Te Ching. She did an interpretation of the Tao Te Ching, and it's a little simpler read. I don't mind the original Tao Te Ching or by Lin. It's okay, but the one that I would recommend to people if you're new on the journey is by Regina Dawn Akers. The Tao Te Ching interpretation by Regina Dawn Akers. That's a easier read. So I also want to talk about the Tao of Pooh. The Tao of Pooh was incredible for me. This has so much, and now they put the Tao of Piglet with the Tao of Pooh. Did I just call it the Tao of Pooh? I was talking about the Tao Te Ching. I got messed up. Anyway, the Tao of Pooh really taught me about mindfulness and how much the mind just takes up so much time wasted on stuff that's not even happening right now. The Tao of Pooh, a great book and a great intro to Taoism. Another great book is the New Testament, right? I love the New Testament. It's all about love. I have a particular favorite chapter in that, and that's the chapter of James. I really love that. Speaking of that, I love that there's a book. It's a Christian book. It's fantastic, which started me on my open-minded journey. But it's called Joshua. There's a book called Joshua, and it is incredible. Changed my world. And it's about, well, I can't tell exactly what it's about, but it's a really great book. And it's about different religions, and it's about Joshua, who comes into this town, and it's about love. And when you read that book, that is what set me open to all these other spiritual concepts, right? Really amazing. The Celestine Prophecies, or the Celestine Prophecy, I should say. They have 1 and 2, and that was a great book. That's what introduced me to energy work. That introduced me to the fact that it is real. We are energy, and the way we talk to plants changes things. I mean, that was huge. That book used to be outlawed. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, that book, it's a book to read. Some of these are very old. Some of these are new, like Out of the Stillness with Regina Dawn Akers. You're going to hear her name a lot in the last couple of years. Has been really big and change in my life. Out of the Stillness, it's basically it's just her belief system, right? and what she believes. And it's her journey, and it's an incredible journey. And I appreciate her sharing about her awakening and how she has moved through things. I like her authenticity. She doesn't candy coach, doesn't hold back. There's also a website called Awakening Together that you can see her videos on, and I love that because she doesn't pretend to be something that she's not. And I have found in my life authenticity is very important on the spiritual journey. I don't want to pretend I'm spiritual. That's not the goal for me. I want to heal whatever needs to be healed so that I can see whatever I'm meant to see and find some truth, right? The next book is Awake by Angelo DeLullo. I love this. You can also find Angelo on YouTube. This is a practical book. I really like practical books and practical program of action. There's things that we find in here. There's tools to use. I love this. He also doesn't talk about, being spiritual. Let's see. I love What is Self? This lady has changed my world. Bernadette Roberts. I guess they all have. But Bernadette Roberts was a nun, and she went on a road to truth, and it's an incredible journey. It's funny, I have this book. She goes on from No Self. There's another book by Bernadette Roberts. It's called The Experience of No Self. Look at this. Can you tell? I'm in this book a lot, right? And one day, maybe I'll be able to experience no self, because I can be pretty self-centered still, right? And make things about me. And the only thing I can tell you about that right now is that I can see it. Sometimes I see it. I go, oh, Tina, look at that, making it about you. And when I do that, I block myself off from the sunlight of the spirit, because there's nothing that's really about me. Nothing. That can be a hard concept, so don't worry, it'll come. I Am That by Nisargadatta. Love. I can't even give you a description. Nisargadatta has been life-changing. And it's basically a back and forth between one of his people and what he was doing, right? So questions and answers from Nisargadatta. And kind of a newer book that I love is it's not new, actually. She's been around forever. Melody Beattie, Codependent No More. This goes back to more of the mental thing and less spiritual, but it's spiritual too, right? But Codependent No More is changing my life right now, right? Reading this and thinking that things are love when they're not. They're patterns and all these things. And as you can tell, I'm into growth, right? So I want to talk about some books I want to show you this. The Shaman Book of Extraordinary Practices, right? This book started helping me with morning routines. I knew I needed to get into like a spiritual routine with the body, right? I've been doing meditation for a while, and I love sitting in quiet meditation. I did that this morning, but I also needed to learn how to awaken the body system. I really got into body energies, starting with the Celestine Prophecy taught me about energy. Then I learned about Kundalini. Oh my God, world changing. And the energy of Kundalini can be very powerful. So I started learning about Shakti and Shiva, right? And I adore Shakti, the belief system in Shakti. I feel connected to a female. And when I realized, and that took me into Kundalini and the chakras and how the energy field works in the body, and the body is made of all sorts of energy, and that energy can be calmed, it can be moved, it can travel through, it can give release out. It's so important that with Kundalini, it allows that energy to flow and move. And the shaman's practices also allows that shake to move. And I will tell you also that I really, really, really love Tai Chi. Some people get into yoga. I love Tai Chi. And I like yoga too. It's okay. So after telling you all these books, there's more books, right, that have changed my life. Like some real strong recovery books. The book Alcoholics Anonymous changed my life. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions changed my life. But I want to share with you some groundwork for books. There's a core principle in recovery world that I found in the back of Alcoholics Anonymous, the book Alcoholics Anonymous, that I have carried with me that has changed my life, which is 3 essentials. They call it the essentials of recovery. And the first essential is honesty. And it's not honesty about you, it's honesty about me. How honest can I be with Tina? How, when I read a book, am I going, oh God, that's wrong, that's evil, that's this, that's that, that's my honesty. Am I coming into a book based with an old belief or a resistance? How am I walking into that book? How am I walking into the video? It doesn't matter, right? Am I walking in with resistance or old beliefs that are blocking me off from what the universe wants to tell me? That's the first thing. Then open-mindedness. So there's honesty with self. There's open-mindedness. How open-minded can I be? What am I afraid of, right? If I am afraid, if I find myself afraid when I pick up a book or going down a road, I can pause and pray to the universal Christ or Shakti or whatever you want and say, help me, relieve me of the bondage of the illusion of fear. Relieve me of the bondage of the illusion of fear, because all that is bondage. And help me, discern for me, only let me hear what you want me to hear, universal Christ. And keep from me what you don't want me to hear. And then I move forward with faith and discernment that what I just said out loud is going to be true. I will only hear what I'm meant to hear, and what is not meant for me will be blocked from me. That's that simple. It's that simple. And then the last one is love, honesty, unselfishness, and open-mindedness. So unselfishness is the last one. I said love, but it's not. It's unselfishness. No, it's honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. I got that wrong a couple times. So willingness. How willing am I to be free? That's what I got to ask myself. How willing am I to discover the truths about Tina, the old beliefs about Tina that block her off from the truth of life, from the reality of the universe, from the universal Christ, call it, from Shakti, from, I don't care what you call it, whatever you want to call it, the truth of life itself, right? How free do I want to be? That's the bottom line for me. And maybe that's a wrong motive. I don't know yet. I could change this tomorrow and go, oh God, we don't want to, that's not it. But for me, for this girl, it's how free do I want to be? The freedom of the bondage of self is the goal. When I stop making everything about Tina, what Tina could lose, what Tina could gain, what could happen to me, how I could be harmed, how I couldn't be harmed, who could take, who could not take, on and on and on. All that me, blocks me off from what I desire, which is truth, which is the divine guiding my path. I am here in my own belief system because I chose to be here for a path I chose to be on. And I don't remember what that is, but I want to make sure that I don't resist it and that I walk in the sunlight of the Spirit on the path that the divine wants me on, that I follow through, and I leave this life knowing that I did what I came here to do. I gave what I came here to give. I received what I came here to receive. It's all okay to believe in whatever you want to believe in, peeps. We read these books with open minds, with the love of the universal Christ, with the divinity with the light, with discernment, with protection, if you want to call it protection, you know, with angels. I ask for the angel of creativity every day. She helps me. When I'm afraid of something, I ask for the bondage of fear to be released. And Kundalini, rise, Kundalini, rise. Amazing to move the energy systems through, to do Tai Chi in the morning, to do the shamanic practices. Where what I have discovered, and this is not to argue, but for me, we all have our personal belief, and I love that. You know, there's a church out there called, what is it called? The Unity Church, which I love. Oh my God, I haven't been. We don't have one in Rock Hill, but I love that. I actually thought about going to be a minister for that church. That church is about celebrating everybody's beliefs, everybody. And so we've come together in love instead of judgment and hate and fear. And the universal Christ can live through all of us, right? And I will end this because we're about to go down spiritual road. The next videos probably, I feel like I'm leading into a spiritual path here with you. And the best thing that's taught me is what God is for me is Yahweh. Yahweh. The breath of life. Do you know that's what that means? The breath of life. So when I breathe, listen closely. Yahweh. Breathe with me. Yahweh. Yahweh. It's literally every breath I take is the truth of who I am. The energy to breathe in. Breathe out. Yahweh. And I'm going to end with one of my favorite people that actually taught me that. His name is Richard Rohr. Please YouTube him. He taught me about the universal Christ. He taught me about the breath of life. That it doesn't have to be wrong or right. As long as I'm praying for discernment, that the universal Christ is opening me to what it wants me to be open to and closing me what it doesn't want me to see. Shakti is with me, the mother of all, the creator, the great creator. And we are all one. There's only one thing happening here. There's so many people on this path right now. We're in a great change and flux. And hopefully we're moving into love. Whatever we call your higher power, it's okay. You call it what you want to call it. All we have to do, I believe, is to be willing to go down the journey and say, I'm willing to find out what the truth is. Please help me. And the doors will open. Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. That's where it all begins. How free do I want to be? How free do I want to be? I used to think it was freedom from abuse, freedom from attack, freedom from fear, freedom from an outside thing. And now I've discovered that it's not that. It's the freedom from me. How free do I want to be from the bondage of self? That's the true question. If you want to be free, come with me, join with me, and let's be free together. God bless you. Have a great divine day. So mote it be, baby. See you tomorrow.